Welcome back to the Cinema Crew's point of view. And our point of view today will be about Moonknight Episode 2, a full spoiler discussion. Here back with the Comic Cinema Crew, the regular panel, my usual suspects. What's going on, Maine?
What up, man? How y'all
Maine
doing?
Knight.
Yeah.
And E-Money, what's going on?
What's going on, bro?
And apparently we got the Dark Knight over there, Dave.
That better? I'm at the Bay right now. He's at the
Right, my
Dark
man,
Knight.
Con Shoes correspondent, right there.
Right there.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Listen, Dave,
On
Me
location.
or E won't be able to see us at all, but you good.
Just see eyes and teeth.
Right.
Y'all shout out.
All right, man. So listen, episode 2, man. We all talked about episode 1 on Sunday.
Yeah.
A great discussion. Now we jumped in right to episode 2. E, of course, watches it as soon as it comes on, man. I don't know how you be up, bro.
Yeah, man. What the? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Since you saw the first, I'm gonna start with you, bro. What was your thoughts on episode 2, man?
Oh, I loved it, man. I loved that because I wasn't expecting that. So that I really liked it. It really, it shocked me.
Okay. What about you, Dave?
Slightly bit disappointed. We'll get into the reasons why later.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I didn't
You
like
better
a
have a good
little bit of
plan.
what I saw. But it was still a good show overall. Again, even Marvel, even bad is good. So it wasn't great, it was good, but I'll get into the reasons why.
All right. And I already kind of know where you're going with this, man. What'd you think of it, though, bro?
Man, it was a ride, bro. It was an adventure, and I loved it. And like Dave, I'll get into my reasons for that. We even talked about it a little bit. Man, it was an adventure, man. I loved it.
Yeah. As I was telling Maine earlier, behind the scenes here, like I love the episode too. It's just a good show. Whether it's comic at all, MCU, I think it's a good show. Like how it's put together, the story is well written. We talked about how it looks visually. I think the acting is superb, especially from Oscar Isaac. So I think like this is just a quality TV show. It's not much more, I could give on that. But let's jump right into it. So we see in the beginning that it kind of picks up actually a little bit from where we left off last time. And he's in this bed and he's waking up. You hear the sounds from the last episode first, to kind of, I guess, get you back into that. And then he's kind of waking up from this, what he thinks is a dream. And he tries to run, but then he gets snagged back by his own devices. We see him going in the mirror, it's real or fake, blah, blah, blah. Then we see him go to the job to show the security guy to play the footage. And we see him, but we don't see the jackal from the last episode.
Right.
And from right there, Maine, what do you think about all that and how, like, we did not see what we saw last week on film?
I was expecting that to be the case, right? Because of course it's a psychological thing, right? In that sense. So it's like, of course we're gonna see as a character, we're gonna see what he saw. But when he brought up that camera footage and I saw him, as soon as I saw him sitting there, I was like, oh dang, we ain't about to see shit. And sure enough, he walked around. He was like, "What?" And I was like, "Exactly. We ain't gonna see nothing." You see him running, and old boy was like, "My man, you messed with the loo. You messed with the bathroom. That was you." And he was like, "Nah." He was like, "There was something going on. There's something chasing me." He was like, "What? I don't see nothing." So it was well done how they played that off, man. It made it seem like, yo, this dude spazzing. Of course, we'll find out what's happening later. But when I first saw that, I was like, "Oh, they about to make him like a damn fool," and they sure did. And they did a good job of it, man. And it looked real good. I enjoyed that, man.
Yeah, and then and Dave, you can piggyback off that what we did not see in the on the camera, as well as him talking to his boss, and his boss offering him like to go to a psychiatrist about what he's seeing and stuff like that. We thought about all that, Dave.
Oh, that was a great start to the episode. I kind of wanted it, and I think I'm not the only one. I kind of wanted this to be a Mark Spector centric episode, like to show his side of all the events that was happening last time.
Yeah.
I feel like now we're not going to get that because they're moving the story along. So I wasn't mad about it. It's like whatever. They got 6 episodes to tell this
right.
great story,
Right.
so they have to tell it. So yeah, I kind of liked how they would set up the episode. Him going to the place. It was kind of, you knew that he know that he was going to be on camera, and it was just going to be him. I just kind of knew it, because it was that comic. It gave it like that comic appeal.
Gotcha.
And then the HR thing, yeah, the HR thing was funny, man.
That
Like
was funny.
I cracked up when he's like, you're not alone. He's like, yeah, that seems to be the problem, isn't it? Like that was very, very classic Oscar Isaac. So yeah, man, I liked it. I liked the setup for the episode. I thought it was gonna be going great, and it did go great. I don't want to throw too much shade on it, but it did go
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just not my version of great. So
Is it raining out there?
it is pouring. out
You
there.
lucky, man.
Yeah,
Lucky.
yeah.
I'm burning like a rotisserie chicken up here.
Oh, see,
That's that. I
stay
know
away from
kind of.
Cali, man. I stay away
I
from
know
Cali,
kind of
man. I'm a
weather that.
Northeast baby.
Um,
Oh yeah, it's pouring. Woo!
yeah, Dave, can you mute yourself until you come back around? Oh, perfect. All right, cool. So let's move forward. So he leaves from getting fired at his job, and then he goes and uses the key, and it takes him to the storage container. And he walks in, and he sees it's all set up. It's got like the bed already in there. It's got like he finds a gun and money, and then he has this conversation with Mark. And Mark telling him, yo, just let me take over right now. Chill, I'll take care of it. And he's like, nah, I'm not letting you do that no more. And I'll move forward a little. Well, let's start right there. How you felt about the whole storage container part, what he found in there? Let's start right there.
Oh, I liked it. I knew once he got in there and he started finding guns and the way it looked tactical. I knew it was Mark's. I was like, that's Mark's shit right there. So once I realized that was Mark's shit, I'm like, where's Mark? When we getting Mark? Now I see Mark talking and telling him, like, I kind of got annoyed because I'm like, what, man? Mark know what he's doing. Give it up.
Right.
Switch, move, come on, man. Get out the way. Like, for real. I was annoyed on that part. But other than that, that was a great scene. Even the way that he can act where he's talking to himself as a different person, I believe that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that
pretty
is
good.
that is
Yeah.
believable.
Let me ask you, man, how you feel? How you like that talking back and forth, man, and that whole scene inside the container with Mark?
I liked it, man, because what it was that confrontation, right? There was nothing else going on. He wasn't at his apartment. He wasn't anywhere. They were in a space where it was just like it was him and Mark, and that was it. And now
Right.
they talking, and that was like, okay, this is what's going on, right? Let me, like, how much more proof do you need, right?
Mhm.
Like that there's somebody else here. I don't know like, you see the bag, you see the money, you see the passport, you see all this stuff here, right? Like, and I get it, right? So it's Stevens is more like he's trying to come to terms with all this going on, right?
Right.
And Mark is meanwhile telling him, no, like, this is real. And Steven is like, nah, this is crazy. And again, this was that moment where it was like, well, this is the proof. What other proof do you need? So I
Right.
thought that was a really nice way that they set that up, and there was nowhere else for Steven to run at that moment in time. It was a face to face, and they finally had to come to terms with there's somebody there once and for all. And I thought
So,
it was a
like
shot.
he said, would you give it up at that point and let's let him take over? What would you do if you were Steven?
Me, like, I don't know. It's difficult, right? Because it's also a talk about identity and what
Right.
you feel like free will, right? Like, if you do that, like, am I me? Are you? So I
Right.
think at that point he's still struggling. He's understanding, but now he's still struggling. Like, okay, well, if I do that, then I might be gone. I might never come back. So I think
Right.
that's
I
kind
didn't
of
think of
why
that.
he's struggling still. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got you. Dave, you still there, bro? I don't know. He'll come
Oh,
back.
y'all
Is he
still here.
surfing?
Y'all still
Oh,
here.
okay.
Okay.
Rain slowed down a little, man. I just turned off the camera for a second, so you know.
All right, that's fine. You're
There
not
we go.
gonna
I'm
do
back.
that.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
I'm good. Yeah.
All right. So we're
Um.
past the container part. Let's talk about what happens next. He takes the bag and the money. He says, "Yo, I'm going to the authorities. I'm going to give myself up so they can lock me up, so I don't hurt anybody else." And then when he comes out of the container, we see Khonshu again, and Khonshu chasing him all around the container. He's feared for his life. How you like that whole part, Dave? What do you think about that?
That was dope. That was very spooky, man. The way they do Khonshu, they give him this horror character feel, man. It's dope. The whole thing with the I'm gonna go turn myself in. He's tripping. I ain't gonna go that far because once he get in there, once they send his ass to the booty house, he gonna be mad as hell. He did that. He's gonna be
Right.
like, "Damn, I had a bag full of money at home, and I chose the booty house." Nah, bro. Nah, I ain't going to jail for that shit. So, but yeah, nah, I like that shit. It was very, very deep. Very. It showed that he's. It showed that now, like, because the thing he has is dissociative identity disorder. You're not
Right.
supposed to know the other
Yeah,
one's
I
there.
did.
He
Yeah.
is now becoming cognizant that someone else is there, which
Right.
makes it associative identity disorder. It changes the whole structure of the illness, which is weird. But yeah, but I felt like it was starting to ramp up, and I'm like, word, Mark's gonna take over. We're gonna get a Mark episode, and
Yeah, I
yeah,
can't wait for that.
that's where we left off there. So
Yeah, I want to see the Mark episode too because Mark's the mercenary. So I want to see,
Right.
you know, how he is as far as like even without the suit. I want to see how Mark is and stuff like that. But so we see after he gets out of the container, we see he gets picked up by Layla. We meet her for the first time on the bike, and then
Oh, yep. Yeah.
yeah, then they go back to his crib. He's trying to explain everything to her. She's still like, "What's up with his accent? I don't understand." She's really confused, stuff like that. He finds out that Mark's not only knows Layla, but he's married to Layla, and actually filing for divorce. But also finds out that they found the what's it called again? The little joint, the
So Scarab.
scarab together. That she says we fought for that. You know, blah blah blah. So how you felt about Layla and that whole part, and what she was kind of, and the fact that she was married to Mark and all that.
But see, that was my problem again. Why didn't you give it up? You knew. You see, that's his wife. He's telling you like, "Yo, I, I didn't want her to know. I'm trying to keep her safe." You see what's going on. Like he knows. Like by now, he knows. Steven knows what's going on a little bit. He's getting chased. He knows this other person that's him did something, and he has to. He has to go. You have to go along with it. You got to keep people safe. You gotta follow the position. But
He just
your
said,
boy.
"Man, take my body, man. I'm out."
Right.
for real,
Right.
take my
Right.
body and smash this thing.
He said tag you in.
That's a hot tag, man.
A straight up hot tag, the hottest of the hot tag, a lava tag.
Straight up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just saying straight up. You know what I mean? When it's that deep, I'm
All right, man.
Man,
going
Let's
for
out.
real.
piggyback off that scene with Layla
Yeah.
picking him up in an apartment, and then we can add on to that the fake authorities, I guess, come and kind of raid him a little bit
Mhm.
and find out about the that he had the passport and all that stuff. How you felt about all that, man? And her too, her character coming in the show.
I think, well, first off, I thought it was interesting. Go back to the whole Layla and Mark dynamic because I believe he was the one that filed for divorce. So I think that was interesting because it also it adds a layer to how far he's willing to go to protect her, right?
protect her. Right.
Even
Right.
if she doesn't understand it, he's not letting her know what's going on. He was like,
Right.
"Yo, I got to do what I got to do, and I got to file for divorce. I got to put as much distance between us as possible, even if it's messy. I'll be the martyr. Sign this here paper, right?" So of course, Steven doing what he do, mess it all up. But I think that the fake feds they were. I don't know, man. Like I felt like I think because of what we saw in the first episode, right? I was kind
Yeah.
of like, these is plants. Like as soon as I saw something, I was like, something ain't right. Like
Yeah, I knew they wasn't
they
right.
knew too much. They was way too detail oriented.
Too
And
aggressive.
they kind of, it's one of those things where like even though they're supposed to be right, if we perceive them as the officers of the law or whatever, they still felt like they were on familiar territory in a way, and they were handling something that's familiar and not foreign to them. It just felt too natural to me, and I was just like, now like this. And then so when they apprehended them, and then we saw all the stuff that happened, I was just like, I knew it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just where we grow up from. You know what I'm saying? Like we just know. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things. I was like, I don't like this. So
Right.
so yes, it was kind of like on the nose for me. But yeah, once that happened, everything went down. Like I saw when old girl did the thing with the ball, right? She did the thing, Brady went like this, right? And I saw the scale. I was like, I knew it. I knew it. Get out the car. Get out. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I think it was well done, but I knew it as soon as I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, They plants.
Yep.
Hey, all right, Dave. When we get to
Yes, sir. I'm back.
no, you good. So when we do find out their plant, they don't take him to the police station as he was like, where the hell we going? And
Yep.
the funny was that he was like, I thought we were going to police station. He was like, why you thought that? That probably been cracking up or whatever. So I don't know who told you that.
Man, I would have been kicking the windows in, bro. Them windows would have been gone.
That
Right.
would have,
I'm
that
out.
would have freaked me out. Right.
So
I
he
was
said
head
that.
that motherfucking window.
Yeah, I'd have kicked him in the back of the shit.
You said we not going to the office? Oh no, we out. I gotta go.
But he's in the car yelling for help, blah blah blah. But then Harold pulls up on him, and I love his character and acting in the show, Ethan Hawke with the Harold character. But he's real calm about it. He's real peaceful, like, yo, come
Right.
on out, let me holler at you real quick, and stuff like that. And he tried to really explain to him about his, I guess, cult and what they're trying to do and how that works. So Dave, how you felt about that Harold talking to Steven, I guess, trying to let him know what his motivation is.
Well, first off, they couldn't have done a worse job at portraying that they wasn't cops. I mean, just the way the dude let himself in, like, kind of let him know, yo, okay, so this definitely ain't no cop. Anyway, yeah, so you knew they weren't cops when they brought him there. And they're bringing Mark. I'm still waiting for Mark to pop out. I'm like, yo, he should have activated Mark in that car. The moment he saw them damn scales,
Right.
I would have been like, ding to myself, just knock myself out.
Yep, Mark mode.
Straight up, go to Mark. don't make me mark myself.
Straight Mark mode.
I
Right.
will mark
bruh.
myself. No, so he didn't do that shit. He was trying to talk or whatever. I thought I kind of knew, they were gonna drag him off the grid, and I knew he didn't have the scab, so it was gonna drag out a little further. I didn't expect Arthur Harrow to be there though, because it looked like kind of a rundown. When they were pulling in, it looked like kind of a rundown dump where they were going in, like some old
Right.
factory or some shit. So I'm like, yeah, he wouldn't be in some place like that. So, but he is. And then we got our first two. I want to say not the first two, but two Doom references within 10 seconds of each other.
Do we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So they're
Go ahead,
walking through the
Yeah.
town. So they're walking through the town. One of the buildings literally looks like Doom's mask. It's got the two
Okay.
eye slits
Yep.
and the mouth slit
Yep.
Okay.
for
I
windows,
told
and
you
it's
that
just like
castle,
that.
man.
And then when the dude walks across the street, he tells the dude, "Oh, you definitely have a green thumb," because Dr. Doom is just commonly dressed in a green, a green, whatever you want to call that, tonic.
Tunic,
And
something like that.
tunic. There you go,
Yeah,
tunic.
yeah,
You got it. Main on the spot. I don't want to say that's the first Doom references because we did have the castle in Latveria that looked just like his castle, and the winding road that leads to his castle that they raced down in the first one.
Right.
So
what you think is going to lead to Doom?
also there was one more. There was one more from the first one. I know you probably saw this. I'm not saying I found it, but in the cupcake truck, the box behind him says Von.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yep, I was just about
So
to say
I'm like Von Doom.
Right.
So I hope they're bringing Doom in. I hope they're doing it.
Oh man,
I hope
you
they're
can't
doing
do no Easter egg like that out and not do something. Like
Right, I
you can't.
said
You
that.
can't
No,
it's too
have it
many.
riddled.
It's too,
Exactly.
Also, there's by the way, there's hidden barcodes in the show. Make sure y'all look out for them.
Oh yeah,
There's one in the museum next to that sarcophagus.
There's one
where he's
inside
talking to the
the
little girl.
And one inside the storage lockers.
storage locker. Yeah,
in the storage locker. Yeah.
And what do these do?
I'm not gonna tell you. Go back on Disney Plus.
I ain't gonna tell you.
yourself.
It's a QR code. If you scan it,
It's a QR code. You scan
and
it.
you will love
I don't want
it
to ruin it.
specifically. So I know
So
for a fact.
any
you'll love
viewers
it.
out there,
man.
any viewers out there too, man.
Yeah. And each,
Y'all need to go scan
I'm
that
gonna say it
code.
again. Yeah, there's a hidden QR code in both
In
episodes.
every episode, it's gonna be in every episode. There's gonna be
and they
one in every
both bring
episode.
up different things. Actually.
Yeah.
Man, I'm about
Yep.
to pull up my iPad right now.
So you got to go back to each one. And,
Yep.
and the first one was where you said Dave in the first episode.
He was telling the little girl about when he sucked the guts out of the sarcophagus, and they had it against the wall.
The little girl.
It's
Yeah.
the QR code is right next to.
I
the
know
mummy.
that one. I know that
Yeah.
one, but I don't know the
The
others.
second was
And then the
right
other one
in front
was
of the storage locker. It says
when
door.
old boy. Well, we ain't get to that part yet, but did we? We got to that part with the storage locker.
Yeah,
We did. You're right. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we passed that. Sorry. I'm thinking about, you know why? Because I didn't look at that as a storage locker. I looked at that as like a freaking field house. That shit was big as hell, bro. I ain't never been to a storage place like that.
Well, it's like in London or
damn.
whatever. It's a little different, but it's definitely what
Hey,
it's
okay, so I guess the
Exactly.
storage is big in London. You're fucking 20 times the size of a regular spot. I mean,
Oh
but anyway,
wow.
on his locker, they had the barcode or the QR code.
All right.
Yo, that's
I think
fire.
this shit is more.
And Dave, how'd you feel about Layla's in the beginning when she came on? I didn't ask you that yet. But how'd you
Man,
feel about
I hate when movies do that shit. When he just fell and she just happened upon the guy she came to find. Nah, I hate that shit. So I like the fact that she showed up, but I would have just appreciated a knock on the door like anybody else, or bust through his window or some shit or something. Don't just find him on a Vespa as you just ride up. Like it's just a little too convenient.
Not a Vespa.
It was a Vespa. It was a Vespa, bro. I'm a Dave Show reference.
So my brother Dave, he's in the chat. He just said that he tried to using a QR code that didn't work for him, but they do work though. So
Yeah, it did work for me. It worked for me fine. You have to. I put it on my big screen, and you have to use the zoom feature on Disney Plus to zoom in the picture a little bit. I had to do it for the first one. The second one was big enough where it just grabbed it. So
yeah. Well, I thought the first one was bigger actually, but I got them both
now
too.
the first one was a little bit small. The first one was on the smaller
It's
side.
definitely two different things actually.
Yeah, it's
so.
definitely two different things that come up.
Yeah, and Maine, I know for a fact, going like, you probably found it already. Look, you guys eyes
Yep.
on me.
Yeah, look, you Maine's like, what show?
I'm trying to zoom in. I'm trying to do it on my phone. It's just like I'm gonna have to pull it up on my
if you want, do it the way do it the way I did it. I paused it, took a picture, and then if you're on your shit, just zoom in, and then scan it with your phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay, let's move forward there. E. So, like I said, Harold was there. He's telling him about how the God he serves, deity, that she's more like trying to prevent stuff from happening, where Khonshu judges you after you do stuff. So he makes sure you did the evil first. And then Steven asks, well, we all ask, like, well, what about if a kid might do something 30 years from now when he killed them too? And then he's like, well, hey, you know what I mean? He's going to die too. Same thing,
Right.
with an older person that we already seen before, or a lady or whoever. So we get this kind of like morality conversation, which I like, between Steven and Khonshu, while we hear Khonshu in the back trying to get in there, while we got Mark at the same time also in the mirror. So how you felt about this whole conversation at the table, E?
So I liked it. I thought it was good. See, one thing I really like Conchu because Conchu's on my side. You're weak. You're a weirdo. Let my boy Mark get up in control because he's just a mess right now, and I respect that. Now, did you mention the part where where he got his own suit?
Nah, we're waiting for that, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we waiting.
No, we're not way before that. We're like right
Yeah, I'm
around.
about to say
It's
we're like
about
right
to happen.
around.
It's about he's having the conversation that's going to lead to that. So
yeah, but before we do, I want to bring in somebody who wanted to hop on the chat. I want to bring in, well, just tell you getting to find a QR code. My brother Nate, he can give us some insight. He actually has DID, so he can give us some more insight on this story and this show which he's watching. So, Nate, what's going on, bro?
What up, man?
What up, Nate? What up, Nate?
What up, Nate?
What up?
I know that was super creepy and weird, but hey, that's just the kind of stuff that I do.
So, Nate, man, before we continue with this review, you see in the chat, man. How you liking the show so far? How do you relate to the DID? Like, what do you think about all of it stuff?
I didn't know that it was going to be like that. I didn't know that it was going to have the different personality stuff. So, like episode 1, when they started doing that, I was like, okay, wow, wait, no, and it kind of triggered me, and I had to like actually talk to my therapist about it, and she said, well, it's just a show. Can't you just watch it and just enjoy it for what it is? And that's what I started doing. But it's a great show. I love it. It's a great show. Past the mental personality stuff. Like, okay, well, no, I can't just jump past it because that's like it feels like that's what. Can you hear me? Because I'm like,
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
Everyone,
Yeah,
everyone can hear you fine, man.
all right. I have like my video game headset hooked up to my phone.
Oh, you solid,
Um,
man.
but like past, I want to say past the personnel, the DID stuff, but you can't with this show,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But this is a show that doesn't show people with mental issues as being evil and bad
Mm.
and like what was that oh crap, like Skin, no, Switch, Stitch, no, not Lilo and Stitch. um
I think you're talking
it's
about the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
yeah, I can't remember what the name of that movie was
I know
called,
you're talking about
but like it has the guy just being crazy and killing people.
the
Well, this
Beast and all
show,
that stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Unbreakable, Mr.
The
Glass,
Unbreakable
and
series. Yeah, the Unbreakable series. Yeah.
yeah.
Mr.
And
Glass.
but this show, it's
I love
like
Mr. Glass.
it's part of it, but it's not fully. It's not like fully part of it, you know.
Hmm.
And so it's great. I love it. I saw an advertisement as this being as Moonlight being the best
Marvel show.
spin-off cartoon, not cartoon, spin-off Marvel show. And I was like, yeah, no, that's not true. There's no way that can be. For me, it was like, there's no way that can be Hawkeye because
Really?
I
That was your
love
number one show, Hawkeye?
Hawkeye. No, Loki
Oh,
Loki.
was my number
All
one.
right,
Yes.
yeah.
Loki's
See,
mine
I
Uh,
go
too,
with
man.
Loki. Yeah, Loki,
Yeah.
Falcon, Winter
yeah,
Soldier.
Loki
yeah,
was
but
so important to the MCU,
oh,
yo. Like people
oh,
don't
Right.
understand, yo. They
They
don't
gave
definitely.
him an
understand
It's
Loki
important
it's
is
how
role.
we
important,
that's how we
yo.
got to the multiverse. Like, it's through
Yes,
It's how we
this.
got our next big bad. Our next big bad gave himself an
Yep.
hour introduction. Some people ain't even
Yep.
watch that. Like, yo, like, who
yes.
does that, yo?
Oh
I loved
man.
it, yo. I
Like
loved
you
it.
can't you can't expect to go see. Sorry, calm down,
I think
because
WandaVision was important too. WandaVision was so good as well.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
WandaVision was
that
Oh
was
important
yeah.
good too.
also, but not as
That was
important as
good,
Loki to
but
me.
it's
Because Loki
not
opened
as
up
good as
people coming back.
Loki.
Oh yeah, I
Because
agree.
Loki opened up the avenues for people coming back. They opened up
I
the
can't
avenues for so much in the MC. Oh man,
And
I
I
can't
felt
get.
Falcon and Winter Soldier did good too, though.
I'm sorry, I'm on a phone. I'm on a
It was
phone, so I
solid,
can't
but I feel
get
like it
my
didn't. It was a
camera
solid show. I
right.
felt like Falcon Winter
Yeah,
Soldier.
because the beginning was
Falcon
straight
Winter. Oh yeah,
action
yeah,
from the
yeah,
rip.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
From the rip, he was getting it
Hold,
in
hold,
from the
hold,
rip.
hold that thought, Nate. Hey, Maine, your thoughts on the conversation with Harrow and Steven about their morality duality at that point?
Man,
What you think?
like that what messed me up, like in the because man, they've been dropping some gems in some of these conversations, and I listened to some of these things, but I listened to a lot of that stuff actually. And what he said about the difference between medicine and poison, I was like, yo, I paused and I was
Oh
like,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
deep.
yo,
That was a deep message.
the
Yeah.
difference is just the dosage. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. Something and it's like that's how
That
far
is
they're
not
willing
a
to
scene you
go
want to watch before getting a tooth
for a
pulled.
kid. You know what I mean? Like that's how they respond to like a
Oh
child,
man.
like choosing to basically I wouldn't say judge a child, right? Like, oh well,
Right.
if that's what we got to do, if this person's gonna grow up to be this person, do this thing, then we got to nip it in the bud. And unfortunately, this is how we have to do it. And I was like, yo, like, and they believe that, but this one of those things where like even if you take yourself out of that conversation, right, and into the real world, there's people and there's conversations where that's a hard, like a hard decision or a hard conversation to have, right?
Yeah.
If like let's say we had the ability to go back in time and you saw some of the things that some of these people in history have done, would you go back and do that if that person was a child? If you knew what they would be capable of?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know, but that question right there when he was talking about, I
Hey,
was like,
Dave, you got to
yo.
beat yourself, bro. You're to win.
But when I saw it, I was like, yo, that's deep. Like that conversation really, really hit me big time.
I would choke the shit out of Hitler and put that thing on TikTok.
What about you? E? Would you kill a baby if they're going to be Hitler when they got older? E?
It either is gonna get killed or it's gonna get kidnapped and raised by me or people like me.
Okay, that's smart.
The outcome of change. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
No, send them to what are they? The Mormons in Pennsylvania. The not Mormons. The
Amish.
yeah, the
Amish. There you
Amish.
go.
Yeah,
Send
I
that.
think
Send
that's
them
another
to
one
the
because
Amish country.
yeah, because you don't want to necessarily say that you'll go that deep, right, and go that drastic to do that. But I think that
Yeah.
if you were to, it would that's a great response. So like you would say, okay, look, I know what this
Yeah,
person
I
will
think
go
about
to
that one.
become,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
let me take this person on my wing and let me avert that by showing them something different and
something
raising them
different.
different.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Dave, jump
Take
back in for me, bro. So, how you felt about that conversation they were having at the table? Like, what'd you feel about it? And Conchu in the background, he's screaming at him. By the way, at the same time.
Conti screaming at
Before
Dave.
actually, hold on. Before I actually get into that, I want to ask Nate a question. Because
What's up?
I really want to know, and I've never met anyone with DID before. Do you
What's up?
feel like it's accurately portrayed in the show? What he's going through? Do you feel like
Uh,
they're over sensationalizing some or under sensationalizing some?
is it accurately portrayed? No,
No.
but it's better portrayed than other
Oh,
shows and
got you.
movies have been,
Got you.
because other movies and shows have showed that people with this the same issue are evil and
And it's not true. Not at all.
killing, and
Yeah.
I haven't
Okay.
killed. I mean, well, as far as I know, no, no, I haven't killed anybody. I'm not evil. I may be a little mad or upset at times, like everyone else in the world is,
Hmm.
but
Right.
I haven't. Man, bro, Mike, have
No,
you know me? Like,
Nate's a
I'm
very
not even
calm
talking.
individual.
Yo, I'm not even talking from the violence aspect. I'm talking from like him having to go to sleep and having to put locks on doors and take special precautions and things
Or
like that.
how he flips out, like when we saw him, like pass out, or the
oh,
eyes, things like that
and
when it's time to switch over.
actually, I just got my tooth pulled today, and I went in. My blood pressure was, I think it was like 150 over 91. So it was pretty high. They were doing the stuff, and I got really stressed out. And then all of a sudden, I heard beeping, and I blacked out.
Hmm.
The nurse said that my blood pressure went to the first. It happened twice. The first time it went to like 210
Damn.
over. Oh
Wow.
yeah, it went to like 210 over 151, and
Ooh.
then dropped um to one like 120 over like 82.
That's crazy. But
And
without medication, it's dropped on its own from that high to that low.
without medication, it went
That's
that
crazy.
high and then dropped instantly. And it happened twice. The second time, it went to about the same height and then dropped to about the same number, and dropped, well, the same, like sorry, two, like 205 or 208 over like 151 or something, and then dropped to 120 over like dropped to like 120 something over 70 something. Um,
So hold on,
which
Nate. I just want to help
I
you out. So
realized afterwards was me being extremely scared, extremely paranoid, extremely worried, and blacked out and had a switch. Well, that's what, I don't know if that's the technical term for it, but that's what me and my wife has been calling it, like switching from one to another, and it dropped down. The nurse said that it was the freakiest thing that she ever saw.
I'm sure.
Um,
I'm sure.
Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm on a phone, and it's.
No, go ahead, Dave. You ready to answer the?
You're right, man.
We
But
got Dave
yeah,
on
it
a blanket. What's
it
that?
dropped really
Oh,
low.
Dave, you ready to answer?
Man, I'm about to be like, bro, don't be trying to moon us on this show, dog. I know it's
What are you?
Moonknight, but damn.
What
I
you?
mean,
What you doing
I
over there, bro?
Yeah,
Right,
Dave, what's
right.
going on with you?
I heard
Um,
Conchu in your background.
right.
I think you're talking to somebody.
My
All
man
right.
Dave handing out butts.
Yo, give me 1 second, man. I'm moving inside. Hold on 1 second.
No, you good.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, let me move forward then, man.
Yeah.
So we got past the conversation, bro. So we see that Layla shows up, and I don't know why she showed up, but she has the scarab. She gives it to him, asking him to kind of give him a suit because she still thinks it's Mark, and he like, y'all know what you're talking about, right? So, Nate froze. I gotta get rid of him. He'll try to come back later. He just texted me. So what you talking about? So and then she says, all right, fuck it, let's run, right? E get to the action scene. She takes care of business, knocking out the guard. They go in the room. She's begging him to change the suit, and nothing happens. How you feel up to that point, E?
I'm pissed off because I'm like, how you don't know that's not him? That's not him. By now you should know that's not this man that you think it is.
Right.
Look how he is acting, like literally, like unless this,
you kicked me out.
man.
Yeah, you froze
Yo.
for a second. Go ahead, Ada.
Man.
You kicked me out.
man. Like,
No,
You
you
just kicked me
froze.
out.
No, you were frozen. So
Oh.
I thought you would come back. Yeah. Go ahead.
What happened? Got kicked out. You don't like people with mental issues.
No, that's on Dave. That ain't us. No, I'm joking.
But you know what though? I will say what messed me up about that though, right? That whole thing was I think it's interesting because you like you're looking at this show like from you're what we call a smart, right? So you're like you're the person that's super smarter than the character. So when they don't make those decisions, those distinctions that you've made already, you get pissed. You're like, well, damn it, can't you? It's not him. Like you probably yell at the TV. You probably
what the fuck? You don't know it's not him?
right.
And
Right.
we like, wait, E, let the show ride out, E. Just wait. Like, but he's standing right there. She don't see him. Like,
Right.
that's not him.
Oh snap! So you're one of those. Don't go outside.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Don't open the door.
That annoys me, man.
Why you
I'm
hanging
more
out
like-
with all?
Yeah. I'm more like that. I'm like, why you open the door? Or yeah.
Yeah.
That's what kills me.
Why you the only black friend in your group of friends?
So that
All
right
right.
there was funny to me, man. But yeah, I see what you're saying, though, E.
Hey,
I see
so
what you're
May, how you felt about her showing up with the scarab, and them in that whole action sequence till they get to inside that room, stuff like that.
So two things, man. I will say one of the things is that like did you see how Steven like fought? I don't know if you saw that exchange, but when they kind of had Layla, he kind of like patted him a little bit. And caught him.
Yeah. Like, what was that?
I hollered, man. I said, "What the hell was that?" He was like, "No." And they grabbed her arm and it took her. I was like, "What?" Like Steven can't do nothing, man.
Nothing.
And then the second thing is that how we talked about this too, Mike. It felt like we was watching a scene out of The Mummy. Like it had this vibe about it, right? The music, the way the camera was the sweep, from one part of the stairs up to the top part of the stairs to catch him. Just everything just felt like I was watching an action sequence in The Mummy, and it was well shot. I love that. And when I saw that, man, I was like, oh, okay. Whoever's been doing this and the direction that they taken, they've been watching some other stuff and trying to get this whole Egypt feel and all that down. And I like that a lot, man. That really got me hyped, man. But as far as how she got the scare, I have no idea how she did that.
Well, no,
she also kind of looked like the lady from The Mummy too.
Yeah, but what's that, Nate?
She also kind of looks like the lady from The Mummy
a little bit. She do. You're right.
She does. Yep.
Yeah.
She do.
And
I tried googling it and couldn't find out what her name was, but she definitely looks like her.
IMDb, I'm sure it's there. But if you see, like I said, she was begging him to turn the suit on. He goes down and cries. And at this point, you got Mark yelling at him in the room to change. You see Layla trying to say, please do it. But then she kind of gives up and just says, okay, don't worry about it. We'll find something else to do. So at this point,
who cries?
Steven does. He goes to his knees and he cries. I just can't do it.
Stephen always crying.
and then she kind of says, "Okay, don't worry about it. We'll find another
Stephen
way."
needs Jesus.
He does. Hey, how you felt about that? The part though when the jackal breaks in and then knocks him out the room down to the floor, and they change into Mr. Knight and stuff.
Back.
Hold that thought, E. Let me ask Dave.
Dave.
Hold on. Dave with a new location.
I told you I was moving, man. It was lightning just struck like a block away from my house, yo. I don't know how y'all didn't hear that shit.
Where are you?
I'm in my room now.
I'm sorry. What state?
Oh, I'm in New Jersey. I'm in Elizabeth.
How come nobody in Florida but me?
Man, my brother lives in Florida.
Well, Maine and Cali.
What part of Florida you in?
Orlando, like the biggest part.
Yeah, my brother's in Coral Springs,
which is probably
like 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes away. We drove there before.
30 minutes from a part of Orlando.
Working at GameStop, unraveling cords.
Right.
Anything else I can get you today, sir?
The biggest
y'all just breaking my balls tonight, huh?
Wait, if I twist it, will it fix it?
Real talk, when you was out there in that water, I was hoping that you didn't hear they all float too down here, Georgie.
Nah, yo, what's crazy is that my area floods, yo. Right?
That's what I was saying. Like, you better get it better for it gets you.
Yo, my area floods so bad that shit from the sewers rises up. It does show up like
you see a red balloon go past the camera. Nope, you gotta go. Get out.
Listen, if I'm ever outside in the rain and I see a red balloon, I'm out. I'm out.
Oh yeah, without question, yeah.
I'm out.
Don't care.
All right, so let me get back to that conversation that was having, yo.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. So, one, this rule is you can only time travel once. You only have one chance to go back in time. Like, you can't go back later on and be like, fuck, I fucked up. I'm killing the baby. I'm killing baby Hitler. I'm killing that motherfucker. I didn't even know.
Is that a Marvel thing?
What up?
Is that a Marvel thing?
A Marvel thing? What?
No, he was just saying, like, if you had a chance to kill it. If you had a chance
to
stop
trouble.
Yeah, because I asked that before. I asked it before, but I ain't never answer on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm killing baby Hitler. I'm leaving zero chance that ever comes to pass. 6 million lives for one. The math is easy, yo. Anyway, that whole conversation, that's always been a philosophical thing. That's the shit I ask my girl all the time to fuck with her. Like, would you kill a kid to save a certain number of people?
I'm now calling you the Mad Titan.
Yes.
Yeah,
right, bro. I'm a mathematician, bro. By nature, I'm a mathematician, man. And
it's not a mad titan.
Numbers don't lie, bro.
I think
numbers don't lie, but if you point him in the right direction,
you can't guarantee that he's still going to come out in the right direction, though.
Dave, let me know when you come. Let me know when you come to Orlando, bro. Let me know.
No doubt.
Because we gotta hang out and tell some people, because that's man. Yeah. That's
so
smart stuff.
So with Arthur telling him that he's the first Avatar, and all that, I'm like, okay. So now I see where they're going with this. I'm like, now we definitely got to get Mark because all the people around are starting to come up. How far did you guys get? How far? Where we stopped?
Nah, keep going. We got past that, so keep going.
Okay.
Your thoughts on when Layla shows up, when they run to the room.
Yeah, she's stupid. So she's stupid for that because she knows that he. I'm sorry, she is. She's stupid for that because if she knows that thing is gonna end the world, you're supposed to be going the opposite direction. Again, one life for 1 million. The math is simple. So. She's stupid for coming in there and I'll give this to you and da in exchange for some guy. And by the way, E, I'm with you 100%. That bitch dumb as hell that she don't realize that motherfucker got DID. She don't recognize that she's talking not to the primary. I'm gonna call it.
So, especially if she's been married to him for that long.
Long.
Yeah. I mean, my wife knew. Like before we got married, and she been married to him, and she don't know that stuff. What's wrong with her?
Right.
See?
So so then we're going up to the point where he turns into Moon Knight, or
No. Up to the point, and well,
Mr. Knight.
up to the
Mr.
Mr. Knight. Exactly. Yeah,
Mr. Knight. So anyway,
I love that suit.
wait,
though.
but we're
That
talking
cool
about
suit.
that. We're talking about that whole
Yeah.
transition.
Go up to where the jackal
Okay.
came in, and he falls down to the point where the white suit, the white
There you
fancy
go.
suit comes up.
Oh, right, great. Here's where I was like, huh? Where the started in this episode. Because I'm like, word, now we're gonna get Mark. Now the Jackal's coming in. Now we're gonna get Mark, right? So he goes out the window. He didn't make a deal with Khonshu for a suit.
No.
So how the fuck is Steven walking around with a suit?
Yeah,
Because
but
prom
Mark
suits,
made-
bro.
didn't Mark
Mark
say
did.
that we're both your avatar? That we're both his avatars?
It's the-
And-
it's
He said
body's the
he
vessel.
made a
It's
deal.
the body
Mark
of
said
the
I made a deal with him, and
But
all you have to do is give me
it's not-
control of the body. But it's not the suit's not under
It's
Steven's
not
control.
just.
It's under
It's
Mark's.
not just Mark's body though. So that's where
Who's saying
that's why the.
But
suit
that's the
is
thing.
going-
The suit doesn't belong to the body. The suit belongs to the mind. The mind
it
summons the
belongs
suit.
belongs to the body.
Well, the
No,
well,
it belongs to the body,
okay, the
'cause Mr.
suit's in the
Knight-
body.
Mr.
The suit's
Knight's
in the
real.
body, but the suit is in the body, but the mind summons the suit, right? Right? Like he would have to
Mr.
say,
Knight
"Suit,
is
come
real.
on," in order for a suit to come on, right?
Right.
Am I right or wrong?
Remember,
Like, follow me on
you're
that.
right,
What you
you're
think,
right.
man? Let me get your take on this whole thing. What you think, man?
He wrong.
I think what it should say is EA Sports is in a game. That's what I think it should be. I think you be looking. I'm sorry.
Like-
I'm sorry.
I think it's very important because I don't think it's just something. I don't think the suit is just something constant just says, "Okay, you now have a suit," and it just
I'm
comes
only
on.
going by the conversation inside of the
Yeah.
storage locker.
Yeah,
And
I
inside,
think that,
inside the storage locker, he says he made a deal. He made a deal with Khonshu.
No, not that
Correct.
part. But he also says, "I'm his avatar, and so are you."
Yep.
Right.
By
Yeah.
association, right? Like
Right.
you in this body.
Okay,
So
well, okay. Maybe I'm
personality.
structuring this wrong. How did Steven know how to summon the suit?
He
He
didn't.
didn't, which is
He
why
had to have been
that-
taught. So Mark didn't know how to do it either. Mark just accidentally did it.
He
Well,
didn't.
he just
which
thought
is
about it
why
and said, "Suit, give me the suit." You know, it's inside of him because he's
Right.
he didn't, which is why
So-
Steve had the prom suit on,
Right, exactly.
Right.
which is why he didn't have a full suit, and that's why Mark was like, "What are you doing? You need to summon the suit of,
Suit of armor.
yeah, the suit
to
of
fight
armor
enemies and
for
shit. Yeah.
yeah."
I got it. I was just wondering that. I didn't know whether Mark had to summon the suit or Steven was able to summon the suit at will.
No,
Mm.
but that's
Because
why the
I'll
episode
be
was
honest.
called "Summon the
I'll-
Suit."
I'll be
You
honest.
couldn't
I don't want to
figure it
see
out.
any more of Mr. Knight.
Why?
Like because they put him in there for a comedy aspect, but he wasn't very funny.
I
Like,
thought-
did y'all laugh? Did y'all laugh at anything he did or said?
Yeah, I did.
Who,
When he first
Steven?
put the suit on, he was like, "I look kind of good." I was cracking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't know.
when he posed with the sticks, he was
Yeah.
like,
Get off
"Oh,
No,
I laughed, Dave. I'm sorry.
Well,
bro.
get
all
him
right.
out
Well,
of here."
maybe I was just in a bad mood when I watched it. I don't know, but I didn't laugh at any of that shit.
And then when
No.
the old lady
I'm like-
said, the old lady's like, "He's just a fancy drunk," I was cracking the hell up.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo, that took me out.
that whole section had me cracking up laughing, but definitely for different reasons than you guys were probably laughing for. Because I know I've been in places where I've had my personality switch, and I'm just doing random shit. I've had
Well, I'm sure.
my wife freaked out because I'm sorry, my voice just cracked. My wife just freaked out. Not just freaked out, but she freaked out at one point because I was having a conversation like Mark did in the mirror with a different personality.
Yeah.
Just going back and forth. And to me, it seemed like there was a whole different other person standing there, and we're just talking, having a normal conversation for like 45 minutes to an hour, and just laughing and joking. And when I got done, she was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah." Why? And she said, "Who were you talking to?" I was like, I was talking to I was talking to TK, and she was like, yeah, no, you're standing in a room by yourself. I was like, oh, are you sure? She was like, motherfucker, are you sure? I was like, yes. I mean, but I'm sorry. Sorry, about the cursing.
Are you fine?
But yeah,
That's
like
all right. We made it R.
Yeah.
I've
So if you over here smoking, cursing, eating, all type of shit.
Right. Look, E be over here rolling on camera. Like he be rolling, getting fed a macaroni salad and all kind of shit.
Let me make sure I can see E money. Oh, you live in Jersey too, don't you?
Yeah.
He be making gumbo on camera and shit.
Gumbo, jambalaya. But yeah, so like throughout that whole scene, when they showed him fighting by himself, I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like a scene from Fight Club at the end, but it also
Being main, did I say that? I said it the main before the show. I said it looks like Fight Club.
You
and speaking of that, main, let me move forward, Nate. Speaking of that, Nate, how you felt about that before we move on? But the whole when Layla's watching him fight, but she can't see the jackal, and she's trying to still help him. How you felt about that whole scene? What your thoughts on that?
I thought that it was well done because what they did was, it's not like he didn't exist. It's just that for whatever, she couldn't see him. Right, she couldn't see the jackal. She could interact with the jackal, as we kind of saw. She stabbed him and did some other things, and she saw the jackal that way. But I thought that the way that they did that and the way they portrayed it is like a hidden enemy, right, so to speak. And it's one of those things where you're not worthy of seeing that enemy, or right, the enemy just doesn't want it appears to whoever wants to appear to. And so I thought that was really dope. How finally it was like, okay, maybe she was like, all right, maybe he ain't crazy. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's something more to this. So when you saw him get like hit against the car and all that stuff, she was like, all right. And then so when she grabbed all the glass and everything, when she stabbed him, she got worked, by the way, and she could take a punch. Like she got worked, and she took a punch, like punches really well. But I thought that the way they did that was really, really dumb, man. Like they really portrayed that whole kind of thing cool. And even if now she's in on it, right? Now she's like, now it's a reason for her to believe and trust in him. And especially all the other people on the outside, like now they still in a loop of, like not in a loop of what's going on. So it's like it added that final, like that bonding moment in a weird way of now she's like, okay, I see what's going on. Let me help my man out real quick. So I thought it was dope how they did that.
Sorry, quick question. Who got hit by the car?
No, it was no. So Mark got oh, you mean as far at the end scene? It was, I think it was I think it was,
which one of them got hit by the car?
I think both of them did it.
Mark was on the inside and the jackal was on the outside. So the jackal got hit first, and then the impact smashed him, and then he tumbled off. Yeah.
Now was that before or after he fully switched to?
No, before or right before.
That was before. Okay, right before. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
And let's get to that, what you and Dave been waiting for. So he finally does switch to Moonknight. And then well before that, let's talk about Steven does let him in. He says, okay, this is one time or whatever. Because Steven does get one shot off, and he all happy, like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He's all happy, but then the jackal starts chipping him again, right? So he does switch to Moonknight, and then we see Moonknight, right, going to have him chase him, climbing up buildings, jumping over stuff, and then finally getting rid of the jackal. How you felt about that whole action set piece, to E?
Oh, I loved it. I love seeing a different version of Moonknight kick up. I wanted to see him use the sticks more on some like Daredevil stuff, but I'll let them
what
work
are
that
these?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll let them work that in.
Okay, and what you waiting for too, Dave? How you felt about that whole Moonknight and that whole part right there?
Yeah, finally. I was like, finally, Mark Spector, finally. Did not disappoint. Whoop that fake ass baby deviant's ass. I'm gonna just call him baby deviants because I don't know.
Baby D. That's baby D.
They're called Egyptian jackals. They really are jackals. Right?
All right, so he whipped the jackal's ass. So he whipped that jackal's ass. Yeah, man. I mean, it was a dope set piece. Very, very dope set piece. I wish it would have been longer, and I wish they would have shown him using the Cali sticks. It's one of his main weapons. So
right.
So the hat, it's like not having Iron Man use a suit, and we all remember Iron Man 3. So we don't want that. So we don't want that. We don't want that again.
Do we
don't
have
want
to
that.
remember
Right.
that?
Yeah,
Do we have
use
to
the
remember?
tools you got, yo. You know, he didn't even use the crescent darts correctly. Like it's just, it was
Yeah,
I
alright. I
thought
mean,
it
it was
was
okay.
dope. And the man, I want to get you here. I thought it was dope how the crescent, how they come back at the end though. After
Oh
he
yeah,
killed
the
the jackal
tune, yeah.
and stuff like that. How he took it off and stuff. So man, how you
Yeah.
feel
But
about
when
that
they're
whole?
part of the suit, so they can recall it at any time.
And
So
that's what I was gonna say, because at first I was like,
yeah,
well, damn it, these like boomerang, like batter boomerangs, or
Battle.
moonerangs, or what the hell?
Moonerangs,
Crescent
Right.
rays? I was
yeah.
like, what the
and
hell is,
I
you know what I
mean,
mean?
in the
So
but
comics,
he
you know,
is
he makes
cool.
his own. He makes his own
yeah,
stuff in the comics.
yeah, but they just appeared out of
Yeah,
nowhere. So I was just like,
yep.
okay, all right, we gonna run with it. So it was a dope fight scene, and I liked that. I like how he chased them away, like he kind of like led them off, right? And to me, because I look at the most weirdest things, man. I just details like, man, that jackal's hair was fucked up.
The weird little
Bro,
janky tail that he had.
bro, that dog's hair was messed up, dog. But it
Yeah.
just made me laugh, like as they zoomed in. But the way he jumped through and the way he had a plan, like to just jump out and that kind of like trap him. I thought that was really dope too. That whole scene was really dope. But the gear that he had, I mean, I like the rings. Like I kind of wanted him to use the staff a little bit too.
Mhm.
And get some pole vaults or something going. I mean, give me
Right.
something.
Oh, you
Give me
can't
some
see
kind
me.
of you know what I mean, give me some Nightwing shit or something. You know what I mean? Like give me some flips and tricks. But
Yeah.
it was for what it was still cool. We'll get that, right? I think we'll get to that point. But for what it was a dope fight scene. I like how they portrayed Moon Knight. We finally get to see some of the stuff that's in his arsenal and kind of like give us a teaser of what we can expect later.
Damn it.
He just wanted to play with his Moonknight action figure he got. That's
Gave him a reason to pull that thing out.
Pull that thing out, right? I need to pull that thing
He
out.
in the next, he gonna have a Mr. Knight action figure next. He gonna have a white suit,
Yep.
little.
He gonna have the camera on the action figure the entire time and let the action figure talk. Just had an action figure just sitting right there on camera.
Oh man.
I gotta admit that when he came out in that white suit, I was watching this morning at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and he came out in that white suit, and I was like, yes. And my son came out. I said, Daddy, what's wrong? And I said, a superhero is wearing my prom tux. That is the same
What
thing
the
that
hell?
I wore, man. For my prom, I wore
That's facts.
all
He did
white
wear that.
tux.
He did wear all white.
Yeah.
That's dope.
See,
Yeah.
man.
That is dope. It looked very dapper.
Yeah,
That's
I was
what
like,
I called him. I called him
And then-
Dapper Dan.
Yeah,
And I
and then he
was so
wore
excited
and then he wore a white jacket at his wedding too, Nate. So he loved that white. That white.
That's
oh
dope.
yeah, I loved it. I'm sorry, but
That's
I'm still sorry about the white shoes that y'all had to
Oh
wear.
yeah, he made me wear white shoes and a white jacket. That's one of the girls.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I was like,
bro.
I was like Pops and the Wayans brothers. The white.
Oh yeah.
that man walked up and said, "How do you? How do
Right,
you?
right.
Don't tell
I
nobody."
I didn't realize how I'm probably yelling.
Yo, on the next show, I'm
when I
gonna
get done
put
with
that picture up in the white.
Don't you
I'm in
do
the white.
that?
I'm in the white.
That man got up for the first dance and said, "Bang bang."
Yo, but I didn't realize how like drastic the white and black would be contrasting until you pointed it out like a year later.
Yeah.
Because you didn't
Hey,
say anything up front.
I mean, it's your wedding. Why would I say something? I'm gonna go with it, but I was really mad. The white shoes, but
I know you was
hey,
mad.
hey, Dave.
Everybody was.
Dave, the next, so we do see that right in that same part, we see another argument between Mark and now Steven. Now Mark has control. He's like, I'm not giving it back, right? And then we see Conchu roll up, like, look, man, you gonna do this for me? And if you don't, I'm taking over your wife, just to let you know. So that whole part right there, Dave, how you felt about that one?
That gave me chills for the wrong reasons, and I know I'm gonna sound fucked up saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. All right.
Say it.
Oscar Isaac, we all know, is only signed on for 6 episodes. That's it. He ain't signed one of the multi-picture movie or multi-season deals. I hope they're not gonna turn the suit over to Layla, because and let her be the female Moon Knight moving forward, bro, to fill out
Yo,
A-Force.
you know it's the MCU, so they might do that.
That's why I got
Oh, yeah.
scared when he was like, "You might not like my another pick." I'm like, "Great." So now we're definitely gonna see her have a suit at one point.
At
And
some
it's
point.
just all I just need Oscar Isaac to come to his senses and realize, like, bro, like you could milk this for the next 10 years. But he is kind of up there in age, so I see where he was coming from. And 10 years
I'd be
from
sur-
now, he's gonna be very, very old. He's like in his 50s now.
Well, it's not even that, right? They're also working on the Metal Gear Solid movie too. So there's other projects that
Yeah,
are also coming through too. So that
yeah,
he has to probably who knows what his schedule's like. Yeah, we don't know. So it's like that's a valid thing too. But
yeah. But
yeah,
I think he's just doing this just to open the door. I hope. Man, listen, bro. It gave me
I'd be
chills. I don't want to
surprised if
talk
it's
it
not
up,
Layla by the end of the series.
but and
If
it's gonna be really messed up because Layla's an original character. It's not. This is. She's not in the comics anywhere. So you're literally gonna pull up an original character and give her one of the most iconic hero
Bro,
suits of all time, right?
this is what they've been doing for the last 5 years in the MCU. They got to get the,
No, no, they haven't, yo.
what?
No, they haven't. Go ahead, name something. Name where they took a man's role and gave it to a chick.
No. I'm not saying like a man.
besides Thor,
Well, Thor they're about to do
This
now.
is Thor's,
Yeah,
but
Lady
no,
Thor.
but that has comic precedence though.
yeah,
Jane
that's
Foster
common.
does become Thor,
Yeah,
so that
I
has
know,
comic precedence.
because
This
all
has
that
no precedence in
cancer
the comics
stuff.
of female Moon Knight, bro. It's
Well,
just,
that part.
and I'm
No,
not saying I'm not
100% of that.
against females either. There's a lot of females in the MCU. Don't get me
I'm
wrong.
glad you said that because I'm about to be like,
Yes. There is a lot of female. Nah, there's a lot of females in the MCU that they could bring over and make stuff out of. But they're just not using them. I don't know why.
you know what I
But
think
don't
though.
take one of my
Yeah.
favorite top 5
Say
heroes of all
hi.
time.
Oh, okay, well, that explains
Well,
that. Then.
And gender
That
She
swap.
explains
said
that.
no.
That
Mark
explains that.
Spector, bro. Mark Spector, the man. That's
Bragging
I
on
don't
your
know, bro.
shoes.
Yeah. So that's what I had to
I
say
get
about
that.
that. I like the little fight between the two. Between the two in the mirror, and he cracks the glass.
Yeah.
Shatters it.
Oh, he was upset.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
pissed. He was pissed. Yeah.
Yeah, because he messed everything
Are you
up.
mad?
Yeah,
No, his wife
I'm gonna
messed
say,
everything
get you in
up.
there. E, how you felt about that? How you felt about what Khonshu told him when he rose up on him and stuff?
I'm sorry, what I just missed?
How you
What did you
felt
just say?
about? I was talking to E. How you felt about that back and forth in the mirror, and then the same thing that when Khonshu told him like, if you don't get it done, I'm taking over your wife, Alayla, basically, and giving her the deal.
Yeah. I felt like he looking like a sucker. He gotta step it up. Ain't no take him out. You ain't taking no wife. You don't get to do none of that, Conchu. I'm running this. I'm Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that's a
that's
that's a
just what it's
lot.
gonna be. Man, I'm Moon Knight. We're
That's
gonna get it
but-
in.
Go ahead, E.
Yeah.
May, how you felt about that whole last scene with them three?
Honestly, I felt like that to me, right? Khonshu made a heel turn as far as I'm concerned. Like to me, that was like,
Yeah.
like he went from a baby face to a heel. Like he was like, if you don't want to do it, bro, I'll move on. Like
Yeah.
understand. Like you need me, right? I need you too. But all of these powers you got right here, like it's because of me. Like make no mistake. It was kind of also like it was a almost like an abusive relationship. He was like, listen, he said all that, right? And then turned around and said, listen, you mean a lot to me, and I'll give you all my power, everything I got. But you're gonna do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how it came.
Right.
That's how it
Like,
came
you gonna
across.
do what I
You know what I
want,
mean?
when I
And
want,
I was just like,
and how I want it.
yo, heel turn. So
You would have did
Yeah.
it, man. You would have did it, right? You would have been like, all right,
man,
I got
listen,
you, bro.
if I didn't want my wife to get taken over like that and have her go through the same thing that I was going through, I'd be like, oh, dude, let me tell you something. You know what I mean? Like I'd have been like, listen, I'll do it, but listen, all right, bro. Like after this, we done. You know, we done. But I think that was just interesting to me how they portrayed somebody who it's that vigilante anti-hero thing, right? So it's like you got the character who's an anti-hero and the vigilante, but you also got this god or this deity who also got the same kind of tendencies too. So it's fresh to me. Like I like that. But the conversation between Steven and my man Mark, like it was now. I don't know if anybody else kind of noticed this, right? Now the tide had turned.
Yeah.
So now instead of Steven being the one talking and Mark being trapped in the mirror. Now was the other way around. So
Right.
there's that power struggle going on too. So it's the
Broke that
identity
mirror.
and it's that power struggle. And that was symbolic to me, right? So when he crushed that mirror, that was like Mark saying, like, I'm done with you. I'm done. I got it from here. Like, I don't want anything else to do with
I
you.
hope so, man.
And I'm finished.
I hope so.
So I think that
Well,
was what we got a lot of symbolic stuff in there.
I think Steven will be back, but I think we get a lot of Mark for the next.
Yeah.
one.
I know he
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I want Mark for like the next 2 episodes.
Right.
Let
Yeah.
Steven come back for 1, and then I want Mark
Yep.
for the final episode.
Yep. Close it out.
Here's my question though. When did the DID start? Right, because Mark is
That's
the
an
original.
interesting question.
Yeah. So,
It's
because
like-
one thing, if you notice that Khonshu said, he said, "I thought you said we weren't gonna have to worry about him." That's what he said to Mark. And then Mark said, "We don't," blah blah blah. So I'm like,
Yep.
when did it start? When did Khonshu
Well,
find out about it? There's a lot of backstory we don't know already.
In the comics,
he
Mark
said
is
that
the
he was
primary.
dying. It said that he was dying at some point.
He
So
died. No, he died.
He said,
Mark Spector died. He brought him back to life in
Yeah,
exchange
he
for
said,
being
I
his
got
avatar.
you. Yeah.
You're right.
So
You're right.
who?
But he brought him
As
back
far
as
as the
Mark
comic-
at that time, right, Dave?
Right.
Well, yeah, because it was Mark who died. Mark died during that expedition trying to get that scarab.
Right.
Khonshu brought him back to life and told him, "You got to do this mission, and in exchange, I'll let you live."
Right.
And you'll be
so
alive
When,
again.
so when did Steven come into play? That's the question.
Well, in the comics, he's always had it. It's something he's always struggled with.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
got you.
It says
See-
he was able to suppress it in the comics before he got the powers.
Got
He
you.
was on
Mm.
medications and it was being managed. And
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
When-
got it.
when
that's
Moonknight
the
took
thing
over-
with DID. That's the
So-
thing with DID. Like if there's a different personality, I get kicked out.
No, you good. You're
you
here.
here? You here? I hear you. Nah, you here?
Oh, like
You here?
I can't see anything. Just a blank screen. Hold on, wait. Hit this button. All right, there you go. Y'all kicked me out. Fuck you. I'm sorry. It's like with DID, it's a thing where like I've had this for all my life and didn't really realize or know about it until I don't know. I've been with Jen. Mike, how long have I been with Jen? For
15, 20, 17 years, maybe.
17 years? I don't know. However long Mom and Pop been married, I've been with her for like a few years less than that. But I didn't know about that. But it still doesn't stop the fact that there's still been other alters, other different personalities that have still been there doing random stuff. I still get random stuff on Facebook. I went on a cruise for my honeymoon to the Bahamas and met someone. Well, not met someone, but ran into someone that one of my other personalities had a relationship with.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah,
That's
see,
the
nah.
random stuff that it's like,
That's like my man Mark and earlier, right? In the
Oh
first
yeah,
episode.
yeah, with the wife.
Yeah, with the wife.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
like with the wife. So when I saw that, I was like, oh man, this is really
So with Dave, from what you're saying,
some really stuff.
so it sounded like he already had it, and then when Khonshu gave
Yeah.
the deal, and
It
then
made Steven stronger.
Yeah.
Right? It made
Not
him
only that,
stronger.
but
Yeah.
Khonshu coming into his mind fractured his mind even further.
right,
So-
but then Mark tells Khonshu, you don't got to worry about him. That's what it sounds.
Yeah, that's what he said. You don't have to worry about him because I guess he had him under control in the past.
At that point,
plan on
yeah.
doing the same
Okay,
thing
that makes
again.
sense.
like.
Yeah.
Didn't that Matt Damon dude say something? Not Matt Damon.
And that's not his
Ethan-
only.
Ethan
That's
Hawke?
not his only personality.
I think in
He's
the show
got
it is,
he's got other personalities in the comics too, not just
Yeah,
that
I
one.
thought
I know.
so.
It's got
Well-
like 3 or 4. You got the
Yeah.
cab driver or some other shit, right? I think.
Shit on
Yeah.
Doom Patrol. Yo, no, Nate, you ever seen Doom Patrol? You ever watched
Oh
Doom
yeah, I
Patrol?
love that show. Yeah.
Yo,
I thought it
Crazy
was
Jane,
canceled,
bro.
but yeah.
Crazy
Crazy
Jane, bro.
Jane.
She got
Oh,
64
man.
different personalities in her head, bro.
Yes.
Yo, man. That's
I
Take it
it.
a step
love that
further.
show.
Throw in Legion.
Legion
Oh,
too, bro.
yeah.
Legion was
That's
another
what I was
one,
thinking
man.
about. Legion. That's what Professor X's
Yeah,
son.
that's his
Yeah.
son.
He
Son, yeah.
also has DID. Yeah.
Yeah,
But they all have
he's got-
powers. It's weird.
Yeah.
I know what
Yeah.
they do. Well, anyway, we wrapped the show up, and he says, "Where we going?" and then Khonshu said, "Where the hell you think we going?" And then they wound up in Egypt,
In
and we
Venom's
see
hotel room. Sorry.
in a hotel room, and we see now you good, and we see
That's what I was gonna
Steven
ask. Yeah.
on the bed, kind of shaking his head. Then we see Mark on the floor, and then we know like outside we see the pyramids. So
So who's in control at that point
Mark.
when they go to?
Mark is going to be in control from
Next
now
probably 2
till
episodes.
hopefully the next few episodes.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully.
Man,
Yeah.
Maine, how do you
that is a
feel
scary situation.
now about the being in the Egypt part? Stuff like that?
Oh
How do you
man,
feel?
like to me, like like me as a person, what people don't know is I've had a fascination with Egypt since I was little. So like any chance you get to go there, like I'm with it. So I'm excited. Like I'm excited to see what happens and what they talk about. Are we gonna get like Egypt, present day Egypt? We're gonna get mythical and supernatural Egypt. Like what are we gonna get?
I
That
think
to
we
me,
get
I'm
a
excited about.
mix of both.
I
Actually, I
think so
Yeah.
too. So I'm excited to see what happens next, man. Of course, but if Khonshu's at the helm, right? Some shit's about to go down, which I'm excited about.
Do you think? Well, I asked Dave this. Do you think Arthur going to fall into Egypt or Harold or that's the rule? But Arthur,
yeah.
he has a scarab now, though. So what's he looking for? You think?
He's well, obviously what he's looking for is in Egypt. Khonshu knows that already. I think Khonshu knows where Ahmed's tomb is.
Okay.
I thought the girl had to.
But no. He found it at the end, and she saw him and then drove off. Yeah, it's toward the end. It's very toward the end of the episode.
I missed something because I thought she rode off with it.
Nah, he drops it. He checks himself
No,
with the scarab, and he's like,
she rode off without it. He got it already at this point.
Yeah, it was on the ground. He picked it up. He got it now.
So he didn't pick it up. Oda picked it up. He killed him.
So Khonshu knows that Ahmed's buried already. They're basically going to try to head him off at the pass, so to speak. And I think that's where we're going with that for next episode.
And one more thing I forgot to mention. Speaking of Arthur Harrow, his cane and the power of that. I meant to ask you about that. How you thought about that whole thing? Showing the power within the cane and stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking he's a magic user like Doctor Strange almost.
Okay.
That's where I took it at.
And it fills the motif. It fills the motif of evil energy being purple, guys.
Right.
You know, all the evil energy is purple in the MCU, and then all the
good
energy.
Bro, listen.
Arthur Harrow? Harrow?
Listen, it's
you
one easy way to
sucking
explain
the souls
this.
out of people.
That's what I'm saying. So evil energy, yeah. So
They're right. There's just one way to explain it, right?
Here we go. Oh yeah, he sucked the soul out of grandma.
As is concerned, right? You ready for this? It was Agatha Harkness all along.
Right.
Get out of here.
Right. Purple.
All right, well, let's go ahead and rate the episode, fellas. So, man, what would you give it 1 through 10, man?
You know what? On this one, man, I'm gonna give it. Man, oof. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 for me. 8.5 for me.
I'm giving it a 7.5 on God.
Wow, damn, Jay, that's a big drop from the last episode for you.
Because I'm so disappointed. I took a whole 1.5 points off because I'm disappointed. That I wanted more Mark. I didn't get Mark till like the last 10 minutes.
Okay, fair.
So 7.5 on God.
I got an 8.
You got an 8?
Yeah.
Right. 8. You wanted more Mark too, right?
Yeah, I want more Mark, but I was satisfied because I seen 2 different Moon Knights.
Yeah.
That was the saving grace.
Nate, what would you rate it?
Okay, so before I rate it, I gotta ask, what episodes of any show have you given a 10?
Woo! The last episode of Loki, I gave it a 10. Episode 5, I gave it a 10.
I think what for us, like us being, I think it wasn't the show in Boba Fett that we gave a 10.
Yeah, the one where Mando showed up.
Yeah. So okay, we're giving some shows a 10.
Yeah.
So going by what y'all have given 10, well, what did you give a 1?
Never give a 1. Never give a 1.
You've never given one.
Never given a 1. No.
You got to literally just have just opening credits and ending credits to get a 1.
I think the lowest score, Nate. I think the lowest score I ever gave anything was like a 5.5 or some shit like that, and I think that was Venom and Carnage.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, you know, I'm gonna get in trouble and I'm gonna get kicked out and never get invited back. But
Nah.
Not at all.
Opinion, man. What's your opinion?
Not at all. These are all opinions.
But like my favorite movie was
I know this answer.
you know.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like embarrassed to say it.
Nah, I can't wait to hear Dave's response. But go ahead. What was your favorite movie?
Black Widow.
Green Lantern.
Okay.
I knew it, bro.
Okay.
I knew it.
Please tell us more.
So that's why I kind of want to rate like what you guys have as good and bad. So with that rating, I would have to say that this episode, oh jeez. Okay,
I guess you like Green Lantern.
it would
It's a
have
10.
to it would Green was Green Lantern a 10? No, definitely Green Lantern was not a 10. If anything, Green. Okay, sorry. Woo, Woosah, take it back.
We all
um,
know.
I liked Green Lantern. It was one of it is still one of my favorite comic movies, and I can watch it all day, every day, like back to back to back. But
Are you a
I would
Ryan
have to
Reynolds
take a
fan?
break.
Are you a Ryan Reynolds fan, or do you like the story?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
sorry,
Ryan Reynolds.
sorry.
I'm a
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds fan back from what Two Guys and a Girl or
Van
I
Wilder.
forgot.
Van Wilder.
Wow, deep cut.
Oh, Van
Like
Wilder.
Van
He
Deep
wanted
Wilder,
to,
cut.
yo.
though, actually.
Deep
okay, no,
cut.
sorry, but to answer this,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would have to say this would be jeez, a 7
Okay, that's fair.
be,
I
That's fair.
felt
because
I
of
felt that. I
I'm
felt
on
you
board
there.
with it. I'm on board with
well,
it. I give
I
it a
felt that.
7.5. I'm on board with it. Yeah.
only because of like how it's portraying how the series is portraying the DID stuff. I mean, it's not going too deep into it, but it's
Yeah.
still, like I said before, it's not making it seem like, oh, you have a
Evil.
mental issue, you're gonna kill somebody.
Right.
Is he
Right.
gonna kill somebody? Of course he is. But it's not because he's got DID. It's
Right.
because
Of who the
Mark
person
was
is.
Mark was already
Yeah,
killing people.
Mark's
Right.
a mercenary. He's
yeah,
Right.
he's a
got like
mercenary.
thousands of bodies on this body count already.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with an 8.5. I think it was well done. I was entertained throughout. Me and May talked about it before the show started.
Can't
I was
kiss my
entertained throughout, and I
controller.
just think it's a good. Like I said, man, if there was no comic, no MCU tie-in, this would be a good show. I'll
It
watch
would
it.
be.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think that I'm gonna go with an 8.5. So anyway, thank you guys for coming on. Nate, thanks for being our
For
special
sure. For
guest
sure.
this week and giving us some
It,
insight on DID.
it's
Chris, wherever
still
you at,
not
man,
better than Green
Appreciate it,
Lantern
y'all.
though.
shouts out to you. We'll be back next week, same time, 8 p.m. And Sunday, we will be doing Morbius, our spoiler discussion
Yes.
at 1:30. Me and E will be on that. And then me and E will be back on Sunday night for Power, which is coming back this week. So can't wait.
Oh,
to
quick question:
Yeah.
what channel was Power on? Because I can't seem. I don't know what
Stars.
channel it's doing.
So
Stars.
Stars.
Oh, I got everything but
Yo,
Stars.
look at E's face. He said what channel's Power on. That's on Stars. But anyway, man, thank you all once again. Thank you all. Please
No
like,
doubt.
comment, and subscribe as well. And we'll see
Dave,
you
we got to
guys.
hook up, bro.
Yes,
I gotta
sir.
get the
Next time I'm
information,
down. Next time
man.
I'm down there, man.
All
I'll
right,
hit you
man.
up, yo.
Peace.
All right, yo.
Yep. Y'all can watch
Later.
Green Lantern.
Love you, bro.